loves, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, hello, my name is Loey, and welcome to my Halloween special. I have no clue how long this video is gonna be, but I'm sure it is going to be a lengthy one because we have a lot of paranormal updates to catch up on. Yes, my apartment is still haunted. I am still experiencing paranormal things, and so I decided to save this video for October 31st so that you guys could get your spook on this Halloween. Happy Halloween, by the way, you guys. I am so excited the day is finally here. This is my favorite day of the year, second pretty much only to Christmas, and I'm so thrilled. Today also marks the end of 10 non-stop full days of videos for you guys, and trust me, it was super exhausting, but I loved uploading every single day and getting to connect with you guys every day. However, if you think 10 days is impressive, my friend Haley uploaded 31 days this month. 31 videos back to back every single day. So recently when we were talking, we came to the conclusion that on the 31st day of October, the spookiest day of the whole year, the two people who have the spookiest lives to lead should probably collab. So this video is a long distance collab with one of my really good friends, Haley Reese, here on YouTube. If you guys don't know about her, you are going to love her, I promise you. She's such a special soul, someone I'm very proud to call my friend, and I promise you guys, you do not want to miss out on her paranormal update. So I'll have her video linked down below as well as at the end of this video, and if you guys aren't sufficiently scared by the end of this collab, I don't know what will freak you out. I've already rambled for so long, but I haven't even addressed the fact that I am in full Halloween getup. Do you guys like this wig? I'm really into the color. I've always wanted this shade of like gray hair with a sort of darkened gray blue fade. I'm obviously a bunny. I actually had bought this really expensive Playboy bunny costume and I did not like it at all. So I wound up wearing this dress I got on Amazon for like under 25 bucks. Enough blabbering. I'm not gonna stall anymore. It is time to tell you guys the truth about what has been going on. And something really scary is still happening. Okay. I'm not sure where to begin, but I guess we'll just start off with the small stuff. And I think that I mentioned in my last paranormal update, which was also like a get ready with me video, that my bathroom light sensors have been going off again. And if you're new to this series, number one, you might want to go back to the beginning and start off there and catch up because there's a lot of creepy stuff that has happened leading up to this point. Maybe I mentioned in that video, maybe I hadn't. I can't remember if this had started after that. My bathroom light sensor started going off again, and I have this really cool thing in my apartment where when you walk into one of the bathrooms, this little light underneath the sink comes on so that the room is lit. You don't have to turn on the bathroom lights when you get up to pee in the middle of the night. It's just, I don't know, it's a nice thing that my apartment complex has. I've said before a million times that they used to go off all of the time, and recently they started going off again. One night, when it was just me and my cat Lily, she was asleep on the bed with me and my bathroom light sensors were going off. And so I made like a little like, come here, like kind of noise to call any animal that might be in the bathroom. And nobody was in the bathroom. And the light sensor went on and the light sensor went off and on and off and on and off over and over and over again. And I was sufficiently creeped out, to say the least, because this had happened before and I kind of had thought, I don't know, maybe I'd seen the last of it, maybe it was a faulty like wiring issue. I still tried really hard to explain it away. So it was going off and on, off and on, off and on, and so I kind of like got up, really quietly shut my bathroom door, and I could still hear the clicks of the motion sensor going on, the motion sensor going off. And it creeped me out, to say the least. The first night that it happened, I had the first of many nightmares I have been having recently. And in this nightmare in particular, I was in my bedroom and everything seemed totally normal. I was working on my laptop, writing in my planner, just sitting on my bed, and I don't know what had like led up to this point. So in my dream, I'm just doing super normal things, obviously, working, living my life, and suddenly the power goes off. And this was the same night that I had first really noticed the bathroom sensors going off and on, off and on. Not like a couple of random times here and there, like consistently, like something is in the bathroom off and on. I had this dream. So the lights go off in my dream. The power seems to go out. Everything is totally pitch dark. In the dream, for some reason, I don't think to use a flashlight. I don't think to like use anything. I don't know. I don't know where my phone was or whatever. But I go outside onto my balcony, which I have like 2 balcony doors right next to my bed in my apartment. So I go outside, everything is black. The street lights across me are black. The street lights all over the place are totally black. And I'm just looking out and the city is still, and I live in Los Angeles, so it's never really still. And it's just silent and dark, and I'm super creeped out. I turn around and I reach for the door handle to go back into my apartment, and as I do, the door handle goes down, like someone's pushing it from the other side, and I freeze and I back up and I hear that growling noise again. That deep, weird, creepy whisper growling noise that I have mentioned before. That's when I woke up, and my light sensor in my bathroom was still going off and on. I could literally hear it clicking from where I was in my bed, and I was completely freaked out. But I woke up so unsettled, and I woke up to find the bathroom light sensor going off and on, off and on, off and on. Something that I haven't mentioned before this, and I don't know why I haven't mentioned it, is that if you watch one of my best friend Andrew's video about how I brought a ghost to his house, Andrew and I collabed earlier in the week, but I'm gonna link this video he did down below about how I basically brought a ghost into his house, and it's true. Every time that I'm around one of my friends, something weird starts happening. And so I'm gonna talk about a little bit of that. Again, we're still on like the smaller, creepy, but not petrifying experiences. So I went to New York for New York Fashion Week, and afterwards I decided to go and stay with one of my best friends, Andrew, for about a week, because I never go to New York and see him. He always comes out here to see me. And so I was just like, you know what? I want to come see your place. I want to experience how you Long Islanders live, and I went to go visit him. So much weird stuff happened, weird noises I couldn't explain. We went to this abandoned mental hospital that had long since been forgotten. I don't know, we were doing a lot of kind of like Halloween-y things back in September, and weird stuff was happening, but I wasn't too concerned about it. And then after I left, I got a text from Andrew saying that his brother, who is nearly 30 years old, does not believe in ghosts, does not believe in any of this, thinks probably that I'm a crackpot, literally tells Andrew, without me ever saying a word about this to him, that he heard the weirdest growling noise, and that it freaked him out, and he didn't know what it was, and he brought it up to Andrew, and he's like, did you hear that? Because I heard this and it was so creepy. And he heard that growling noise in his home. Andrew definitely went from thinking I was crazy and over-exaggerating every paranormal experience I've ever had to 100% believing everything that I say within the time that I stayed with him, because I'm telling you, this kind of stuff is like drawn to me. I think I'm just a magnet for it. Another weird one is that I was with my friend Matt, and we were kind of talking about some of this stuff, not really, just about some recent videos that had gone up rather, so on and so forth. And as we're sitting there just sort of talking, watching movies, doing whatever in his apartment, we hear a noise, just like a weird thudding sound that we kind of wrote off because he lives in an apartment building like me. So a lot of those noises you can kind of explain away because you live with, you know, hundreds of other people in your building. It's getting late. I wind up grabbing my bag. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm getting my stuff together, and suddenly Matt's Apple TV turns on and like starts going through all of the icons and stuff like that. Like it's like somebody's like controlling it. And his jaw drops, and he looks at me, and he looks at the TV, and he looks at me, and he's like, how are you doing that? His Apple TV was literally just functioning on its own. He grabs the remote, turns off his Apple TV, and is like, get out of my apartment. I don't want to be around you. You're haunted. Literally wouldn't go with me to a scary movie later that week because he's convinced that I'm haunted, and I am. But you know, again, he lives in an apartment. Maybe there was some sort of like frequency thing. I don't know. Just kind of a weird coincidence that it happened as we were talking about all of this weird paranormal stuff that's been happening to me recently. Other small things would be like just not feeling alone when I am alone in a room or in my space. Like I'm in my office totally alone right now, I'm pretty sure, and I'll like hear things rustling, and I've shown in videos before how things will just fall over, my camera will move, the door will like budge or something like that. Like I'll hear knocking noises, and it happens all of the time where something will happen when I'm totally in a room by myself. But those things kept happening, and things were happening around me, never feeling alone, never really feeling settled anywhere that I go, just always on edge, always feeling like there's some type of presence. Then the thing that made me really want to make this video happened. So I was laying in bed one night, and I don't remember if the lights were going off and on in the bathroom. I feel like maybe they were, but honestly, this is what I'm talking about. I thought I heard someone at the door, immediately turned around, and something over here moved, and there's nothing and no one in the room with me except my crested gecko. I moved my guinea pig's cage upstairs to my bedroom. So I know that that wasn't my lizard making that noise. Just things like this happen constantly, and when I talk about it, it gets worse and weirder, but it's already going to happen no matter what I do, so I might as well talk about it and feel slightly less crazy. So, okay, I'm laying in bed one night. I don't know if the motion sensors were going off and on. I feel like they probably were. It's probably irrelevant. But regardless, that night, I was just having a lot of trouble falling asleep, and I've had a bad sleep schedule lately. I felt really restless at night. I've done this thing and I've gotten on this pattern where I don't sleep until it's morning, and then I don't sleep very much at all. I'm a total night owl. I really come alive at night. I feel very creative when it gets dark outside, and I felt restless lately for a million different reasons. And I guess this was just one of those nights where I felt restless, but I was just having so much trouble sleeping, and so I turned off all the lights. I closed my bathroom door so that if the freaking motion sensors went off and on, I can still hear them, but I put on YouTube and stuff. And as I was laying there falling asleep, I kept feeling like as I would slowly get to that place, you know when you're about to fall asleep? It's like that weird feeling you get when you're like falling. You know what I mean? When you start to fall asleep and it feels like you're gonna fall, or that you are falling, and you kind of jolt awake. I kept feeling that over and over and over and over again this night for some reason, I'm not sure. And I would like jolt awake, and when I would look around the room. I have this little Bath & Body Works like plug-in nightlight thing, and it doesn't give the room a ton of light, but it does illuminate the room. I kept noticing when I would wake up, there was some sort of creepy, like weird movement in my closet, like black movement, like a solid black mass movement. And it wasn't like huge or anything. It actually was about the height of a kid. And I kept thinking to myself, that must be like a sweater that I have hung up in there. It's just that thing where you look at something and you think it looks human, whatever. It's there and it's not moving, it's all in your head. But this kept happening and kept happening. And on like the 10th time that it happened, I was like, I'm exhausted, I need to get sleep. I went and I turned on the light in my closet so that when I woke up, I could look in there and know that nothing was in there, whatever. And it just kept happening all night. I would jolt awake, I would jolt awake, I would jolt awake. And now the closet light was on. I could very clearly see. And through the little crack in the door, I could see movement. I could see a black mass moving inside of my closet. I blame this on me being exhausted, and I started just playing on my phone because I could not for the life of me fall asleep this night. Something kept waking me up. And as I'm laying there, literally on my phone, you guys, I tweeted when this happened. As I'm laying there on my phone, in my dark bedroom where I can't sleep because something keeps jolting me awake, I hear what sounds like a scratching noise under my bed. And I'm like trembling remembering it. It was the most bizarre feeling I've ever had in my life to hear that under my bed and know that I couldn't account for the sound. Because I knew that there were no animals in my room. I had already accounted for everybody. I keep a very tight ship in this house. I know where every animal that lives here is before bedtime. And there was nothing under my bed. And I will admit I was too scared to look, but it sounded like scratching noises under the bed. Like somebody was scratching at like the bed frame, the wooden bed frame that I have underneath. I've never heard this before or since, this scratching noise. And if it was like one of the cats, I feel like I can really distinctly tell when they're like sharpening their claws on things like that. I know that it wasn't a dog. I don't have any other animals that just run around my apartment. So I couldn't explain it, and it creeped me out beyond all belief. And I'm ashamed to say that I didn't. I should have just like left my room and slept on the couch, but I literally threw the covers over my head and was like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. You are losing your mind. This isn't real. Like, just chill out. Nothing is here with you. And I slowly, finally drifted to sleep, but the entire time I knew I wasn't alone. I knew I could feel that something else was in the room. And when I woke up, it was in the middle of the night at like 2 in the morning at this point, and I had sleep paralysis for I think like the second time in my entire life. And during the sleep paralysis, I couldn't move. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I knew I was breathing, but I felt like I was taking really weird like shallow breaths, like I would during a panic attack or something. And I couldn't fully catch my breath. I felt really out of breath the entire experience. And I couldn't move my head, but I was like turned towards my closet. Like my head was like laying turned towards my closet. And in there was the black mass moving. And this is during sleep paralysis that I'm seeing this. And I'm seeing this black mass moving in my closet still. My heart is racing. I am freaking out, like, okay, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up to myself. Because I am awake, but I can't move. And if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, I highly encourage you to look it up. It's essentially when you're kind of in this weird state where you're awake, but your mind isn't fully awake and you can't control your body at all. Sometimes people will see really creepy things when this happened, but for me, I just saw that black mass. And I saw it leave my closet, walk towards my bed, go around the edge of my bed, and stand at the corner, like out of my sight. I could kind of see it out of my like peripherals, but I knew it was there. I could feel it, and it was the creepiest, most bizarre thing in the entire world, and it felt so heavy and dark and wrong, and just I hated it. And I'm like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up to myself, like trying so hard to wake up, and I just couldn't do it. And I don't remember how, I have no clue how long it was that I was just laying there like this, like literally feeling this dark, creepy, awful thing just looming over me. And finally I do wake up. I look over to the side of my bed immediately to see if that thing is there, and clearly it isn't. And it's starting to get light outside. So I think that that had lasted for like a longish time, because the sun was starting to rise, and I felt like it had lasted for a freaking eternity. And it creeped me out so bad, you guys. I wound up literally sleeping on my couch for like a week after that. I just don't think it can be a coincidence that I heard that noise. There was something under my bed. I heard that noise. And that night I have sleep paralysis, and I see this dark figure that I saw when I was awake too, like fully awake, fully conscious, like coherent, everything. And it just doesn't feel right to me. I've been having the creepiest dreams lately that I honestly feel like could be a whole video in itself, but that happened. And then actually last night when I'm filming this, of course, when things start to get on the brain, when I start planning for videos like this, when I write out everything I need to say and all of the things I need to talk about, and I kind of relive the moments and give whatever energy is in my apartment attention, I feel like it gets so much worse. And I feel like that's why in videos where I talk about it or when I'm giving it attention, I will always hear the weirdest noises. Things always happen. So last night I had kind of written out everything I wanted to talk about in this video, just a little experiences so I didn't forget anything. And I had that feeling again as I was going to sleep. I kept jolting awake, jolting awake, jolting awake, jolting awake. Super duper creepy. Luckily last night I didn't have sleep paralysis, so I'm super grateful for that. But that's kind of where the current experiences end for the most part. There have been other really strange things, but there's so many small, tiny things that I honestly know I've forgotten about, and I will try to be better about writing them down, because frankly at this point I'm so used to the thuds, I'm so used to weird tiny things happening, things going missing and ending up in places where they absolutely should not be, just feeling that constant like presence, feeling like I'm never really alone. Those sorts of experiences get lost when like the bigger things happen, like the thing under the bed and whatnot. I'll try to be better about actually writing these things down, but that is where my story ends for now. And frankly, I feel like this is kind of dark and twisted and probably not like a good thing to admit out loud and not a good thing to feel in general, but I know that you guys partially will understand. I know better than to use a Ouija board to go ghost hunting in this apartment, to use like the Boo Buddy, he's over there right now, that I bought specifically for ghost hunting. I know better than to do that in this space, and I will not use the Ouija board. I will not try to communicate with anything in my apartment, but it doesn't change the fact that I am so curious what this thing is. My curiosity will absolutely not get the better of me. I will not let that happen, but I am just so curious what this thing is and why it won't leave me alone and why all of this stuff is happening now. I'll keep you guys posted. If you have suggestions, as always, leave them in the comments down below. I promise I listen to the things that you guys say, and I appreciate your love and support so much. The only positive thing about being scared a lot of the times from these paranormal experiences is that I get to share it with you guys, and I know that you really genuinely do enjoy this. So I love making you happy. It's what I live for, and I love you all so much. It's ridiculous. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have not subscribed to my friend Haley Reese, please go check out her video on her current paranormal experiences, because I promise you guys, you don't want to miss it. I love you all so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.